Welcome to another installment of the PineScript 101 series. Today, we'll take a closer look at arrays. We can think of an array as a collection of values of the same type, and each value can be referenced by its index starting from 0. In this video, we'll learn how to work with arrays using PineScript. Let's now move over to TradingView and dive in. We'll start off with a blank script. There are two main methods to declare an array, whether we know its initial values or not. If we don't know its initial values, we can declare it as empty. So for example, an array of prices would be equal to array.new with the type float in that case, and the parentheses to call the method. And let's use pinelogs to inspect its content. So we're going to log the prices as an info on pinelogs. So let's save, add to chart, and then enable pinelogs. And as you can see, at this point in time, the array is empty. If we know its initial values, we can leverage the array from function. So instead of an empty array, we can have prices being an array from the values being given. So in that case, 544.5, 546.3, 545.6, and 548.0. Let's save. And as you can see, the array has been created with the correct values. For reading and writing values, we leverage the array get and set functions. Let's see an example. So for example, I would like to get the price at index 2. So price at 2 equal prices, my array, dot get the value at 2. Then, if I wanted to change that value, so for example, increment it by 1, I would do price at 2 plus equal 1. And then I would set that value in the array. So dot set at index 2 with that new value. Let's save and see the result. As you can see, now the element at 2 for 45.6 has increased by 1. That's it. Let's move to the next part. For adding and removing values, we can use the array insert and remove functions. For example, I could add a value at index 1, like so, prices dot insert at index 1, and the value could be 548.8, for example. Let's save and check. As you can see, at index 1, now we've got 548.8 that has been added. Now to remove, I could decide to remove the price at index 2, for example. So that would be 46.3. So I would just do prices dot remove at 2. Let's save. And as you can see, 546.3 is now gone. Awesome. There are more methods that we can leverage to add and remove values, such as push and pop array functions. Those functions are adding and removing elements at the end of the array. So if I wanted to add the value 549 at the end of the array, I will do prices.push 549. Let's save. We have indeed added the value 549. And if we wanted to remove the value at the end, I would use the pop function. And as you can see, 549 is removed. Awesome. And of course, there are equivalent methods to add and remove at the beginning of the array, unshift and shift. So if we wanted to add the value 543 at the beginning of the array, I will use the unshift method, passing the value 543. Let's say, and as you can see, 543 has been added to the beginning of the array. And to remove the element at the beginning, I use the shift method. Let's save, and as you can see now, 543 is gone. Great. Please note that from a processing standpoint, it is usually more efficient to add and remove at the end of the array. So you may want to privilege this method over others if your use case allows for it. One common use case for arrays is the ability to iterate through them. And there are two main methods, iterating with or without index. If you only care about reading the array values one by one, you can iterate without index. For example, if I wanted to count the number of values that are higher than 545, I could do the following. So a value count initialized to 0, and for price in the prices array, if my price is more than 545, I increase the count by 1. And then I log the results to the pine logs. Let's save and check. Indeed, we have 3 values higher than 545, 548.8, 546.6, and 548.0. Great. However, there may be more complex operations that require the index when iterating. For example, if I wanted to increment all the values of the array by 1, I will do the following. So for I equal 0 to the last index of my array, so prices dot the size of my array minus 1, since we start at 0. And then my new price would be equal to prices dot get the price at index I plus 1. And then I would set the value at index I to the new price. That should be it. Let's save and check. Yes, indeed, we have all of our values that have been incremented by 1. Awesome. Finally, another advantage of arrays is having access to a number of built-in methods to manipulate them. One such method is for sorting. So for example, in our case, I could do prices dot sort, save, and as you can see, now our prices are going from low to high. I could also sort them from high to low by using order dot descending. Let's save. And as you can see, now we're going from high to low. Awesome. There are many more built-in methods, and I invite you to discover them in the PineScript reference manual as you get more comfortable with arrays. Just search for array and you will see all the methods that are available on array. I hope you enjoyed learning how to work with arrays using PineScript. Remember, trading is a journey, and mastering PineScript is just one step along the way. If you have any questions or suggestions for future topics, please feel free to leave a comment. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.